Hi everyone. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Janelle Petrosino, and I've been a Beachbody coach for about 13 months now. And I decided today, it's Sunday, and it's a pretty quiet time in my house. My little one's napping. I decided it's a good time to kind of talk a little bit about my why. It's something that I haven't ever really been able to express well with words, but sometimes I think you just kind of got to get stuff off your chest and put it out to the universe. So that's what I hope to do today. When I first started coaching, even thinking about, putting my why into words was really crazy. I felt like I didn't really genuinely know where my why came from. I knew there were several reasons why I wanted and needed to be a coach, but I didn't know what my why was. You always hear about people, crying and getting really emotional when they talk about their why. And I, in fact, do get very emotional sometimes when I think about it and when I talk about it, but I think that I'm finally ready to come to terms and put some deep, genuine, just real life feelings out there about why I'm a Beachbody coach. My story is really long and really complicated, so I'm going to keep it short in that way. But just a little background information. When I started coaching, my family had been through a hell of a time for the year and a half prior. It all started when I had my daughter. I had an emergency C-section, which was unexpected, and that kind of just put me in a tailspin. I was a new mom recovering from my surgery. Shortly after that, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, so that is the autoimmune condition of the thyroid. Being just someone that was always into health and fitness, that scared the crap out of me. I was always so worried. The typical stereotype, people with thyroid disease, they'll get big, they'll always get fat and gain weight. And at that time in my life, my ideal of like a healthy and fit lifestyle were very superficial, all very superficial, things like looking skinny is all that mattered, and so on and so forth. I had a lot to learn. But at that time, when I found out I was diagnosed, I was scared to death. I didn't want to gain all my baby weight back. I didn't want to gain any weight for that matter. And I started exercising a ton. And that's kind of how I started to really relieve my stress. So soon after really just getting into health and fitness, I decided I wanted to be a personal trainer. So while working at a full-time job that I absolutely hated, I became a personal trainer at home online basically, and was just about at the end of my certification process, and my husband got really, really ill. Long story short, he ended up having to have brain surgery. It was something that we didn't really see coming. It was just one of those crazy, scary things that you think would never happen to you. We were at a picnic and he started having severe headaches, and just kind of brushed it off, thought it was a migraine. And as the days progressed that week, it got worse and he got more symptoms. And finally, I brought him to the ER and convinced him. And it turns out 9 hours later, he had a brain abscess and that he had to have surgery. That time in my life was awful. I was exhausted. I was scared. I was so depressed and just worried about our future. My husband was in the hospital for over a month, and I was taking care of business. I was working that same job I hated so much, taking care of my little girl, and trying to be at the hospital over an hour away most days. I tried to do it all, and at that point, I just really stopped taking care of myself. I was just so worried about everything. I was worried about my husband, my daughter, my job. I was just sick. And being in, anyone that has a thyroid condition can relate. You know, you're fatigued and you feel like crap half the time anyway. So as you can see, I mean, things were really rough. And I'm happy and lucky and so blessed to say that my husband made it through that hard time. He's here today. He is seriously the best person that I've ever met, the strongest person that I ever met. And I don't think that I realized this until recently, but my why, I think, has always been centered around him. From the moment I met him, he, you know, took my breath away. He is the most selfless, amazing person, and he works so hard. You know, even during all that, when he first initially got those headaches, he was going to work every day. And I was like, my gosh, like, are you okay? Are you sure you should be working? Like, should we go to the doctor? You know, and he just never gives up. All he cares about at the end of the day is providing for his family. And that's something that I just have always admired about Paul. And I think that, you know, one reason that I really have always, you know, just been so full force with this business is that he's motivated me. You know, if he could go through a brain abscess, then, and he gets a second chance at life, then it makes me feel invincible. It makes me feel I can do anything. It makes me feel like I want to make this life the best life for him. Now I'm going to get sentimental. Make the best life for him and my daughter, and you know, the time that, like, we got a second chance together. I want to make it the best second chance that we all ever could dream of. I want to make every moment fun and exciting. I want to be financially free. I don't want to have to rely on my husband to work so hard and me work at this, you know, a job that I hate all the time and be away from my children, and, you know, for what? I've never in my life enjoyed, you know, full-time corporate jobs. It's nothing that I like at all. And right now I am a Beachbody coach. I'm not full-time yet. I do a full-time personal training job that I also love very much, but it's Sunday afternoon and that stomach ache is setting in. You know, the realization that I have to wake up early, I have to go to work tomorrow, and, you know, that's part of my why. Like, I don't want to feel like that forever. And I know that Beachbody provides the opportunity for you to decide how far you want to take this. And I think that that's why I am so driven every single day. I've seen it happen with all of our amazing upline coaches, you know, making their dreams come true. I've seen it happen with my husband. You know, he went through one of the scariest things that I've ever even been associated with, and he's fine. I mean, he is a fighter. He is so strong. He doesn't even act like it happened. And I want to be strong and resilient like that. And I want to prove to my daughter that, you know, being healthy and fit is important. You know, it's something that is great for anybody. And I feel like the reason that I wake up every morning and I want to be a Beachbody coach is because it's a win-win for everybody. You know, I am focusing on myself and making myself strong and healthy, and I'm setting an example for my daughter. She walks around all the time telling people she's a Beachbody coach. It's the cutest thing ever. I'm helping us become closer to our goal of being financially free, you know, so my husband doesn't have to stress out so much about work, and we can actually go places and enjoy the time that we have together. And I get to meet like some of the most amazing people along the way. You know, my coach, Carly, she's so amazing and has taught me so much about myself and about life. And then, you know, this opportunity, it led me to all my amazing coaches on Team Body Electric that I can't even imagine my life without. So, you know, this might not be my why in all its entirety. I know that there are so many other aspects to it, but one aspect that I've been thinking about a lot today is, you know, I cannot wait until I can sit here on a Sunday and not get that pit in my stomach and say, I'm a Beachbody coach. I am my own boss. I don't have to go to one tomorrow. I can stay home and I can snuggle my baby and I can help people become better. And as a result, I can help our family and I can take the pressure off my amazing husband who never takes a break. So that's just a little different perspective that I've never shared about my story that I wanted to put out there today and maybe give you some perspective and why I enjoy doing what I'm doing with Beachbody and maybe help you to figure out what your why is. And your why doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be like by the book or like anybody else's. It can change every day. I'm sure if you ask me what my why is tomorrow, it'll be different. But for today, this is my why, and I couldn't be more proud to be a part of this team and this opportunity. I hope you all have a nice day. Bye.